So I go out today with the R6 and it's cold. Oh, it's like 24 Fahrenheit. It's freezing. I'm driving down the road and I see these turkey vultures eating on a deer. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a good time to get some shots of this. So I pull over and do a U-turn, kind of go away from them, put the truck in four-wheel drive, go down into the ditch, come up into the field, and try to go as slow as I can to creep up on them. Now, when I got close enough, that I thought was close enough, I turn the truck sideways, get the beanbag set up, get everything set up, and I start recording video and taking some photos. Now, on the EOS R, I'm running the 100 by 400, the newest one, EF lens, with the 2X teleconverter. So basically I'm shooting 800 millimeters, which normally you get some softness in your photos and stuff, but I left it at that. And this is the video I got, which I thought was kind of cool. The video worked out pretty good. And then I tried taking some photos. Now, the photos are garbage. I didn't do very good. I had it set to AV, and again, I'm shooting at like an F11, if you think about that. And I don't think the photos came out very good using the 2X teleconverter and going to an F11. And I've seen people use that new lens that's like $900 for the RF mount. It's an F11, and even their photos look a little bit soft. Maybe they're tweaking the heck out of them in their photo programs. So I'm going to put some photos up here, and I'll show you the stats and everything, and you can be the judge. Now, understand, this is the first time using this camera. And I was only out there, I don't know, maybe 2-3 hours. I got stuck. That's a story in itself. I'll tell you that near the end of the video. And my truck's a monster truck. I mean, I don't get stuck. So that was very stressful. But let me pull off into some photos and show you what I'm getting here. Okay, now if you pause the video and you look at the settings here, you'll see everything I'm running. This will flash off the screen. This is not cropped at all. No cropping, no nothing. I threw it in my photo editing program, and I exported the raw file to, PNG. And this is the final product on what actually has come out. It's not bad. It's not bad. Maybe if I was a little bit closer and I used a 1.4 on my EF 100-400 lens, I'm not sure. I'm not completely happy with it, though. I'm not completely happy with it at all. But for not cropping at all, it seems okay. Okay, now with this one, this was tricky. I mean, I'm sitting in my truck. I'm hand-holding my lens and my camera, and I'm literally trying to follow this thing while I'm looking through the viewfinder. And if you pause it, you'll see the setup there. But as I'm scanning, and this is not cropped, as I'm scanning, I can literally see that little tiny square following that bird, and I'm just rifling, like crazy. And I'm shooting in AV mode. Now, my camera settings weren't dead on. I should have had my aperture higher. Maybe I should have been shooting in TV mode or even manual mode. But I was just trying to get a feel for the camera today and get the hang of it, being it's the first time I've been out with it. And freezing. And getting stuck. But that's not bad. Now, I'm going to crop in on this one, and I'm going to show it a little bit differently, and we'll see how that looks. Okay, in this photo I cropped in. Not a lot, a little bit. And it doesn't look bad. Now keep in mind, I was hand holding this thing, and it's heavy. We got the 2X on it, and I'm trying to find this bird in the sky, and I'm hitting my focus button, my back focus button, and as soon as it looked like it was zeroed in on the head, because I could see that little square just a following it. And I just started rifling shots, and I must have shot, I don't know, 40, 50 shots, and that's like the best one I got. Now, I think my camera settings need to be changed a bit, and I need to play with it some more. But, like I said, this is the first time I've been out there, and it was like 24 Fahrenheit. It was freezing. My left hand was so cold that I went and put a glove on, and that still didn't help. I was freezing trying to hang on to it. I was jerking. There was nothing stable about me whatsoever. I couldn't tuck my elbow into my rib cage because I wanted to see what it would be like and what the shot would look like if I was hand holding and I was shooting. You know, where I'm not setting it on the door of the truck or giving it some bracing or anything like that. So literally, it's just like you're holding it out from you, which is kind of the worst position to be in to take a picture. So I shot this in AV mode. This is cropped in. This is not too bad. Now, with this one here, I zoomed way in on the head so you could see what that looks like. You can see it's not very clear. I did edit it a little bit. So my shaking of holding the lens is probably what did this when I zoomed in. So I thought that was pretty interesting in how this turned out. Had I had this on a monopod or had it on a tripod, and you know where it probably would have came out a lot clearer. But being this was handheld, no, it was a little bit blurry from what I could see. Now this here, I zoomed in on the wings so you can see all the pixels, how clear it was. And like I said, I'm shooting this by holding it out in front of me. My hand's freezing. I'm vibrating. I'm jerking. I mean, there's nothing stable about this lens that is moving everywhere. So if I could get my arm to be a little bit more stable, I think this would have all came out a lot clearer. But this is where I'm really cropping in quite a bit. Okay, here we go. Story time. How did I get stuck? I'm kind of embarrassed by this. I'm literally driving through this field with four-wheel drive. I mean, I drive a Dodge Ram 2500. I mean, my truck is a 4x4 beast. Love my truck. And I got stuck. I went backwards, I went forward, I went backwards, I went forward. There was no way I was getting out. I literally dug myself halfway up to the rims on the tires. And I was like, what the heck am I going to do now? Now, I do have a winch on the front of my truck. And I extended that as far as I could. Because I'm in this open field. And then there was like, you know, steel round things they have underneath the ground. That when you drive up and out, keeps the water flowing. I forget the name of those. But I'm thinking, okay, I can hook my winch to the side of that. And I did. And it worked a little bit. But it wasn't pulling. I was so stuck in the mud, like it did not have enough power. And even if I think I had enough power, I probably would have just ripped that piping all the heck. Well, the next thing you know, some guy stops and says, hey, you need a hand. And I was like, oh my God, lifesaver. I said, yeah, I'm really stuck. You think you'd pull me out? He said, well, let's give it a shot. So we hooked the winch to the back of his truck. And no, he's sliding back and forth all over the place. He tried jerking me. We couldn't get me out. And then he's like, I think you need a tow truck. I'm thinking, oh boy, $100, right? Merry Christmas to you. So I'm like, wait, I got one more idea. Now I do have this heavy duty tow rope in the back of my truck in the silver box. So I pull that out. I says, let's hook this to your truck. Let's hook the winch to the pipe. And let's run both together. Now you're going to be able to pull out on the road where you're going to have more traction and it's going to be a better anchor. He says, let's do it. And sure enough, the truck pops out, comes right out. I drive up the little thing and I'm sitting there and I shook that guy's hand 10 times. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy actually got me out. Now, I bought that stuff, I don't know, 5 years ago. The winch I've used a couple times on my truck just for little things. But that tow rope I had in the back, I bought that 5 years ago. It was still brand new, the package sitting in the back of my silver boxes. And the guy even asked me, he says, that looks brand new. I said, I've never had to use it. My truck's never got stuck, really. I said, this is the most I've used the winch or the rope, to be honest with you. He says, well, it definitely paid off today. I says, it paid off today with your help. So I wished him a Merry Christmas, shook his hands, and I was like, wow, just amazing. And I was in my Crocs. I was not in anything else. So when I got out of the vehicle, I was actually up to my ankles in water. I was like, boy, it's freezing. You know, it's like 14 Fahrenheit. I'm freezing like crazy. My feet are soaking wet. I'm like, man, oh man, I'm not doing this again. So the boots that I have in the house have now gone in the truck. And now I'm looking at some other gadgets where if I get stuck in a field again, I can just ratchet them to the tires and pull myself out. But I was just like, man, oh man, something like that's got to happen before you wake up. Well, there's a quick video on what happened today. My pictures aren't that great. Sorry, guys. Hey, I'm an amateur. And I was shooting in AV mode. And I need some more practice. And again, I shouldn't have probably put the 2X on the 400mm lens. I probably should have had... I probably should have shot with the 1x400 and without any of that on. And it was kind of a gloomy day. I mean, it wasn't very nice outside at all. At any rate, guys, I'll see if I can get some more of these up, and maybe if it warms up, I can get some more decent photos instead of running all these teleconverters. All right, catch you guys on the next one.